We are here to interview Dr. Goh Chee Leong, and he is the Dean of Psychology Department in HELP University Malaysia. So, I want to ask you, what is your overall view on climate change and global warming?
Well, I think it's certainly a huge challenge, and it's a very important issue, and something that I think all parties need to be involved in, so whether governments or citizens of the world. I think a lot of people don't understand what is happening, and a lot of people don't realize how serious the problem is.
Okay, there are some people who are in denial of global warming,
Sure.
And they're wired like that,
Sure.
and they just live their life being blatantly oblivious to it.
Sure.
So I want to ask you, what do you think their thought processes are? Well, how is the psychology, like how does the mind work? Why are they in denial when it's so obvious that global warming is happening?
Well, I think they are in denial because in their minds it is not obvious, because they are not seeing changes in things like the weather patterns. And I think the truth is that, there are parts of this world that have yet to see, radical changes in things like climate. And so because of that, they don't see the warning signs as things that are affecting them. So I think in countries that are affected by changing weather phenomena, like the haze, or by the rise in let's say the ocean levels, or you find that certain species are being wiped out. Communities that are directly affected, they take it more seriously. I think human beings in general, often we are not afraid of something until we see it right before our eyes. And the fact is that while there are a lot of ideas and there's a lot of evidence about global warming, these are not things that affect everybody. And so many people still deny that they are huge issues simply because, hey, look, it doesn't affect me right now, it's not my problem, it's somebody else's problem, it's not going to be happening in the near future, so just live for today. And therefore they're not willing to make short-term sacrifices in order to get long-term gains.
Okay, and I would like to ask you if, what about environmental psychology? What is it exactly, and how does it contribute to the prevention of global warming and things like that? Does it? I'm not sure.
Well, it does. Okay, so in a nutshell, environmental psychology is studying exactly what you're talking about in this interview, which is trying to understand human behavior and how human behavior ties into environmental issues. So among other things, a lot of environmental psychologists study why it is that a lot of people don't care, or they don't know, or they don't understand, or they're not bothered about a challenge like global warming, for example. And so the psychologists try to understand what can be done to change mindsets and change people's behaviors, and so I think in a nutshell that's what environmental psychology is.
So do you think that environmental psychologists can actually change the general public and make them adopt a more eco-friendly lifestyle? Do you think it will actually make a significant change for the future?
Well, it's hard to predict. I hope they succeed, but it is a huge challenge. I think with anything in human life, just trying to persuade people to stop smoking is, we've really been failing for the last how many years? Yes. To stop people from indulging in unhealthy behavior or living. And I think the same with climate change. It's difficult to change people's mindsets. In the end, they have a will of their own, but I think environmental psychologists do have ideas about how to most effectively get the message across. But again, whether or not they are successful, I think they will have a mixed bag of success. I think there will be communities that wake up to the danger of global warming, and there will be other communities that will remain asleep when it comes to this issue. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Leong.